everyone, and welcome by the Champions League match final of season 12. I'm here with Donald X Vaccarino, the creator of Dominion. Welcome, Donald. I see there's one problem. I'm showing the same hand in the... Yeah, now it's alright on the stream. So, yeah, it was the problem with how I set it up. Okay, we start with the first game here. It was submitted by JW, so thanks for the game. Yeah, we talked through the games yesterday a bit, and well, yeah, that was it was originally a reserve game. Indeed. And so what are your thoughts on the board? Yesterday we did not quite know that it was going to be colonies. That was added in a conversation this morning. Yeah, and I think this was supposed to be played without shelters, but they are saying they're going to play it anyway like this. So well, I'm fine with that. Yeah, and somehow there's a team viewer ghost in front of the scheme, but I can see it here. So we talked yeah, and we talked yesterday about going for silvers or for lookout, and it looks like Stef is going for silver lookouts. He's switching around something. It's not a crash yet. I'm fully confident we will see those, but it's still a bit too early. They can't hear Donald. Uh-oh, that's problematic. Hi, can you try again saying something?
Oh, you said also there's supposed to be some window to see people chatting, but I don't have that set up.
Okay, there's yeah, that's in Twitch. Can someone please confirm they're hearing Donald now?
It's
Oh
just
man,
so
this really
so
there
tempting
he
not
is.
to say
Okay. This was
it.
great. Now everyone is really exciting to be hearing you. So thanks again for being here, Donald.
That
Welcome.
big question of
And
what my voice will sound like. Will it be the Jerry Lewis Nutty Professor voice, or more of a Zoidberg? Or
yeah, it's a big question. It was
so you said, well, I can't see any list of people talking. I can just see these games, although one of them has switched his screen off again. Damn it!
I did someone crash?
I don't. Oh,
Oh yeah, they're just being a bit behind. They're still thinking you can't be heard. But it was just due to me having my computer volume not broadcasting over Skype, over Team, so over OBS. And
oh,
now that I turn it
there's
on,
a
it's fixed. It
there's a
was a
window
small
somewhere that will have
offside.
people chatting. You said Twitch
Yeah, I can
something
send you
something.
the link on over Skype. There it is. But please make sure to turn off the volume of the stream you will be going to see, as
I
otherwise
see.
we will
Whoa.
getting all
Gee,
sorts of awesome feedback loops.
So you said you sent it somewhere. So I have used Twitch 0 times.
Yeah, the URL is twitch.tv/Dominionstreams. Okay, well they're still fairly at the beginning. Mick went for the silvers and Steph went for the lookout,
I'm just
which is
waiting for the moment I have to desperately turn the volume down.
okay. There's really quite a big audience. I'm looking at the counter; it's at 83 already, which means you have a lot of fans. That's okay. They're saying you're a bit loud, so I can just.
Uh,
I think I can just turn that thing down a bit here. So it should be okay now. So don't feel tempted to start talking any quieter.
I still do not quite have everything set up so that I can. Oh. Hmm. Well, I will come back to that in a second because it's just an ad and I can't see the games anymore. All right, what exciting things have developed?
There is. They're going big on the
Wait,
cultists
Dominion.
as expected. And
Cultists. However, no one opened Lookout Lookout and Mick opened Silver Silver. That is everything I know about this game, and there they are with cultists.
yeah,
Oh, is this is someone's resigning?
I am not quite sure.
I
Yeah,
see.
they are talking about resigning indeed. So that's totally understandable.
All right.
Because yeah, that's why that's
I'm
why I
gonna try to
first.
find chat.
Are you seeing the
Uh,
chat now?
oh no. It's when I shrink the window, it hides that part.
Okay. Well, in that
I can
case,
see it.
I
I
would
can see
just
it.
recommend focusing on the TeamViewer windows, and then I can relay any kind of
Yeah.
questions from
No,
the
I'm
chat to
gonna.
you.
Oh, I see. I can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. The resignation has happened.
Okay, and they're saying they cannot see the making fun chat, which is correct, and they were just talking about whether we would be upset about the early resign because Steph got
And I'm not
totally
upset.
hammered, I think,
Let
or
us
something.
let us have fun seeing whatever there is to see. Uh,
Or
okay.
or well, no, Mick is the one who resigned.
Ah,
So he has already Stef has already won the game.
Right, well that did not work out as well as we had planned, switching around which game happened first. Although it is not too expected, it's not too unexpected that it went this way.
Yeah, this one. Let's look quickly who submitted this. It was submitted by XYZ123 last season.
What a guy.
It wasn't used because of the VP bug, which was present with regards to vineyards counting some cards. And
I see.
that has been resolved, and now we can enjoy this game. So thanks for submitting. Yeah, the one noteworthy thing here is that contraband is the only plus buy. So what are your thoughts on that?
What are my thoughts on that? Maybe we shouldn't have talked about it all yesterday.
Yeah, it feels a bit silly having discussed it already and I'm repeating it.
It's not so interesting. It was Dr. Steelhammer said the interesting thing is something contraband. It's like, well, there's plenty of stuff to get when you play your contraband, so it's not going to be so exciting. I guess conceivably it will be mildly entertaining late in the game where you're guessing if they have the potion or not, because if they play contraband, it's like they're saying, I didn't draw the potion. And so maybe you don't name Vineyard, and then they're like, haha. I think that's about as exciting as contraband could get.
Yeah, and the thing here is you could consider...
The question is, do you get 2 contrabands?
Yes.
Well spoken, SRK Funk Doc.
I think I would definitely consider getting a second at some point. But at the same time, that is going to get... It's great for the mid-game, but once you get closer and closer to the end, you will just stop playing the second one.
Or both of them.
Yeah, if you can win. But I think you will always be playing at least one. If they name Vineyard, you can just get a province and an action that would power up further vineyards. And it's sort of hard to get vineyards be worth as much as provinces here, so province is more than acceptable alternative.
He's reading Vagrant. I have to figure out who is who. Alright, I figured it out. And another thing, what I like to say to fill up silences. So I see. He has an exciting 5-2 opening to consider.
On 5 you could already go for contraband, but I think I would just get hunting party. And on the 2 I would go for vagrants. Crossroads is definitely going to be a card you want on 2 later, especially when you start greening.
Well, you called it, he got a vagrant.
Yeah. It's And Stef is saying that he really needs to commit on T1 here.
Ooh, you gotta wear that. That's
yeah, you got a potion for 5, and well, that's also more than reasonable. Because the other thing you could be doing is just a classical hunting party stack, but that is definitely going to be too slow.
Whoosh. Look at them go.
Okay, my team viewer windows are really choppy. You have the same
Oh,
thing?
yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, right. It's like, yeah, stuff teleports around. It doesn't matter on my computer because no one can see this.
Oh, they probably can see mine.
Yes.
Um,
I was also interested that he got warehouse so fast. I guess I can't scroll up through the log. But did he get warehouse over silver? He opened warehouse potion.
yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you go for the potion, you definitely want to warehouse, because you get to the potion faster, and the silver will just be in the way for the scrying
Mhm.
pools. So I expect that no silvers will be bought in this game. You would open with the
Just
silver here?
oh, I don't know. I mean, get you to hunting party, turn 3 or 4. I don't know. What do I know? Silver warehouse.
Yeah,
These are just words.
you sort of make the decision between going for hunting parties or going for the scrying pools.
Obviously, they were going to both go for scrying pool.
Yeah,
Uh, so
and
yeah, of course, the warehouse contributes to your vineyard in the long run and helps you draw your potion more often. So sure, I see what you're saying. You're making both kinds of sense.
great.
It comes off much differently spoken. I don't know why that is. You say things in posts, and it's like, boy, he sure thinks he knows what he's talking about. But here, you just seem like you know what you're talking about.
Ah, great. Glad I'm able to back it up.
The accents help a lot when you're American and someone has that
Yeah,
exotic sound of the voice. I can barely. Oh, it's because of endless. The screens are flickering and they're playing scrying pools, and
yeah, so there will be
it's
lots of
it's easier to
flickering.
follow it in the log. So they're doing this. They're playing Dominion.
And interestingly, they're
So far,
both
Steph has Dominioned more.
and they're both skipping contraband so far. That is well, really, they've mostly been buying scrying pools, so that's completely understandable. And also with combined with the scavenger, you set up bit next turn by
They are.
putting a scrying pool top.
Hmm.
Now this is a terrible hand. Steph just has the potion plus 1 copper, so could not buy the last scrying pool.
I see. I just did not even see it, trying to follow what was going on. That was my chance. That was where I could have said, "Oh, and that's a bad miss."
Too bad you missed it, but I assume you'll get more
It turned
opportunities.
back on me. It was a bad miss for me. Carefully considering, does he discard his deck?
So now the scrying pools are gone, and I
Right.
really would be getting a contraband here. And yeah, Steph is getting the contraband. So yeah, it seems late, but then again they didn't get to 5 without having also a potion during all those previous turns, and you'd certainly prefer getting a scrying pool over the early contraband. And here I think he will just get the vineyards.
Well, it's lucky for me that you're there to to follow this exciting action. Huh?
Okay, now I see just ghostly shimmerings of cards because it's flickering so much. And I'm curious about what
very slow decisions, but not very many of them. All right, so
yeah, Mick is quite a bit behind now with having no contraband and vineyard.
now all these people have the advantage.
But
They know what my voice sounds like, and I don't know what theirs.
You have to live with that until they all start streaming themselves. Maybe we can have a
Right,
stream.
it's really something. You watch your first stream of Mick, and it's like, somehow, I guess it's a thing about humans. You read so much into a tiny number of clues because at one point it was good to make very fast decisions on new people, and so yeah, you hear that voice, and immediately you have this drastically larger picture of who you're dealing with.
Yeah, and you also somehow start to picture how people will sound just based on internet interactions, and then they sound totally different than you had expected or something. It's also quite funny. But wait, as I said, Stef was ahead, but Mick has the 6 scrying pools to Stef's 4, so I'm not at all. I think that was not right what I said. So
oh, you did right. Stef had to open.
Yeah, Stef did open the potion, but he had that one miss with potion 1 copper.
Right. Yes. All right. This is it. The excitement of contraband.
Yep, there it is.
Now the screens have stopped as Stef considers this tricky question.
He's reading the card text of Scavenger. I think that must have been a misclick, as I'm quite sure he knows what the card does. But he's naming hunting party, that's interesting. So Mick cannot buy vineyard hunting party. You will probably just go vineyard province.
What? He doesn't have a potion, does he? Is there a potion I can't see?
Oh, yeah, there is not.
So that was perfect. He could have gotten 2 hunting parties.
Yeah, double hunting party would have been great there.
That's why Stef is the master.
Yeah, the potion is also on top of the discard even. Though, though I have no idea whether that's reliable or not. There was a time it just displayed a random image. Could even be something you didn't even have in your deck. But
we have all noticed that.
This is quite... DG is suggesting a second potion. I think that is a bit risky with the contraband.
Well, anytime you play contraband, yeah.
Because, well, the second potion only makes sense when you use it with the contraband.
Oh, no, or if you're not drawing your deck.
Yeah, okay. I'm maybe a bit carelessly assuming that Mick will be drawing or at least sifting through the deck most of the time. And now Mick got to make an interesting contraband decision. And yeah, I'm a bit surprised.
Your hand is revealed.
Oh, with the hunting party, yeah, wow. That's
So he's paying attention.
that's something I totally miss. And they're also talking about being able to see the discard pile when you play scavenger. Wow.
Yes, that's a bug.
Yeah, I did not know you could see the
You
other
it lets you,
person's.
it lets you see what they put on top,
Yeah, yeah,
but the actual card text doesn't let you.
yeah, yeah. I'm familiar
I
with
mean, you'll
that.
sometimes know.
But they're saying in the chat that you're also you're
Oh, I
also
see.
able to see the whole discard pile of your
I
opponent.
see.
And
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I do not think they're going to fix that.
well, that's a risky prediction. You sure like to make a gamble.
The big hope is that there won't be too many bugs with the adventures cards.
Well, it, yeah, you can always hope.
All right, hunting party.
I'm a bit surprised they don't have more. I think we would either go Vineyard Warehouse or Vineyard Crossroads. Yeah,
I think Lime Time 123. Dr. Steelhammer suggested that the point of the board was, in fact, this whatever joy you get out of contraband here. And what? It has been the joy of this board for me.
yeah, I kind of like I just like most boards where a scrying pool is good because it's just fun to draw lots of actions, and contraband doesn't see play that often, so
Yeah, it's much better in all prosperity games. Uh, that's my defense.
okay. I never played those, but
Better in those games.
I'm
You
happy
can
to
anytime
believe you.
want.
And
You,
is that because it sort of lacks lots of sources of buy, or
no, prosperity is full of plus buys. It's because it's more likely that it's okay when they name something you wanted.
because you have lots of
The big
alternatives?
thing is they name colony and you get 2 provinces or something, and yeah, there's more expensive cards. It's harder for them to just screw you over with the contraband in all prosperity games. But yes, generally contraband isn't too exciting. The main way to make it exciting is to have it be the only buy.
Yeah. Yeah, Steph is blocking vineyards, and Michael GB was asking whether whether Mix should have been blocking vineyards here. Yeah, I think so, especially given Steph's hands. I do think double hunting party was still better, but
Without having seen what went down, probably yes. Vineyard seemed like the thing you were going to be naming.
yeah,
I mean, they're worth a lot of points, and it just cost the potion. So, and yeah, when you name it, the potion is dead. And
I think this was a slight misplay. He played the crossroads prior to the warehouse there, and I would have played the warehouse first, discarded the coppers, and then play crossroads. Because he had quite a bit more green left in the deck, and the coppers weren't going to do a whole lot anyway.
Presumably, he was thinking he would discard the estates, and so.
Yeah.
But I agree. Your analysis of this situation I barely followed sounds totally sensible.
That's great. And yeah, I think Steph was also
especially if you have more than one, although I guess both of them just have one crossroads.
Yeah, but he had it in. Yeah, if you have more than one, okay, then it's way more clear. And they're talking about base-only games,
Yeah, for
with
some
Thief
reason.
being the only. Yeah, that sounds so. Thief.
That's not a gainer. Yes, acting. I know some strategy. Let's see. Gain of gold is worse than it looks. That was a big secret I had for a long time. You have known it for a while, but there are a couple cards like Tunnel and Market Square that look crazier than they are because people are just like, oh my god, gain of gold.
Yeah.
I guess Tunnel also has the thing of people intuitively they compare it to Estate, not remembering that Estate sucks. You
Yeah,
know,
wow.
wow, it's 3 and it's worth 2 points. So much better than Estate. That card you never want. Yeah, and at the very beginning, I got to know, that trashing was good, that Village wasn't broken. That was one of the big in the early days of Board Game Geek. You know, it's like Village really seemed to be broken.
Broken?
Village,
Because, wow.
village, because you get to do more stuff than
Wow.
the other player.
Isn't that the point of the game? And
You get to. It's like you get to handle the cards more.
yeah, it's an unfair advantage, especially when the other player can just copy you and do the same thing.
Well, that gets overstated. I mean, a card can be broken even though both players can just buy it. It's good that both players can buy the card, but that's not the whole story. Yes, this is the kind of thing I can say that can be way more interesting than me commenting on what he's going to pick with Contraband.
Yeah, sure. Talk about what you want. Say, I think everyone is dying to know about your connections to the Sicilian mob you talked about yesterday.
I have no connections. I don't even joke about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll never mention it again.
Okay, they're not. No, I mean, in a lighthearted fashion. I do not wish to. They could be watching.
And now they're
Market, yes. Market Market really looms large for new players because it has all 4 pluses. I'm talking to somebody in the chat.
Yeah, they're talking
It's
about market
not
being
saying much,
being the best thing, the best cards. And yeah, I remember reading some of your articles about the really early days of when you were working on a game, and you mentioned at first market was really just like ruined markets, but
it was ruined market for
still
5.
cost it 5. Yeah.
First game, ruined market for 5. It was, and Village was Necropolis for 5.
Wow.
Because those effects, I mean, that was just my first guess day one, right? Those effects sounded powerful. And Peddler was 2, and it was in the first game. It was good. And Witch was cost 3, everyone else gains a curse, just that. And everything shifted. Oh, and the first game it was 5 coppers, 5 estates. Destry gets to say how he was the first village idiot, buying up villages when they were really, really bad, and I gradually made them better and better.
Oh man, I can only imagine buying up a pile of Necros.
You get to do more things.
Yep, for sure. Play even more Necros.
Right,
More Necros.
and everyone goes through that period of why would I ever buy Chapel when there's no witch on the board? And the first few games, that was how it looked to me. That was how how it looked to all of us. And then there was the point where I was like, man, I should trash these estates. They're no good. And then finally, okay, I'm trashing it all. Ha ha. and it was just so great. It just felt so great having that experience, and this was part of one of the arguments for Chapel going out as is, was that you get to have this experience of starting out thinking, that's pointless, and somebody gets to have that experience, and then everyone else knows. But Destry got to pick which knight he wanted, and he picked +2 cards, and Molly picked +2 actions, and there you have it.
Oh wow! And did the others also get to pick, or?
Oh, not everyone got to pick. Initially, Valerie and Dale got cards, but Jay pointed out that they already had cards in earlier sets. Valerie is on Harem and Dale is on Navigator. And so they didn't get to have them. And so those people, that was more or less random what those abilities were. And Vander is my somewhat suicidal friend. So he got the card that benefits you if it dies.
That's
and Natalie are my daughters, and Natalie is younger, so I gave her the little gaining ability, and I just made Sylvia a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, now some stuff about the knights while they play these Scrying Bull contraband decks.
Yeah, there's.
They have a point.
I think the history about the knights is currently more exciting than this game. There's not a whole lot going on except for just playing the deck slowly. And now it's get. I think you should just keep on contrabanding vineyards.
Still, he's considering
it. you could contraband province here, because province is just worth more. But then you resign yourself to the player getting all the vineyards.
It's the screen stops jumping around. The players focus intently on contraband. Oh, yes, Dame Josephine picked her card. She wanted to be the card that was worth points.
I think I would pick the 2 actions. And I would definitely not pick the gold gainer. That would be an absolute last choice.
Well, when you're evaluating the knights, it depends heavily on what the situation is. And sometimes somebody else is buying up all the knights, and then Shervander is great. He's gold that kills your opponent's knight.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad card. It's just I have to remain true to character for not liking the gold gainer.
It's the same thing there. It's that silver and gold have to be weak because they're always available. It's it has to be that you're often going to buy a 5 over gold to make the game good enough, and silver, all the 3s have to be better than silver, and the 2s generally do also. It was a mistake I made early in the game, was that I felt like, the 2s need to be good enough that you'll buy them on a 5-2. You'll buy them if you have 2 somehow. And no, the 2s need to be worth 4. All the 2 to 4 cards are pretty much in the same boat. The 4s want to look better than the 3s, and the 3s want to look better than the 2s. And there's the question of plus buys making the 2s better, or I've said this all before in posts, of course, or an opening making something have to cost 4, so you can't open with 2 of it. But really, the 2s have to be better than silver, or you just don't buy them enough.
Yeah, for sure, and most of them are. So that's.
And most of them are.
even though if you want to hit 5 as quickly as possible, then you're rarely opening with 2s. Then the silver or equivalent 3 or 4 with it is still best.
That's fine though. We'd like silver to have some fun.
Oh man, Florat.
Sometimes a lot of silvers.
Yeah, Florat has a great card for if I ever get knighted. It's an action knight. When you trash this, your opponent gains a gold.
Yeah.
And I will definitely like that one. Though, in all honesty, it's quite terrible.
People also, I mean, most players aren't expert players, and they love gaining gold. Man, they're not buying a card that gives someone else a gold, however good I make it.
Well, there's
People
Governor that gives the other player silver.
Yes,
And
but you get a gold.
Yeah, well, to make up for it. And it's interesting that Stef is naming Vineyard here.
Oh man, I was promised 2 hours.
Well, then I have to play on, and no crashes.
Oh man, no, we need them to crash because there was that developed fortress board to get to.
Ah, yeah, for sure. But then you won't make the 2 hours. So you have to choose.
Just finding something to talk about. So, mining village, a confusing card. The whole, it has the lose track rule, but it's not in the rule book, and so that's a bummer. Scavenger, very nice card. I appreciate that it gets value out of the flip your deck ability, that it makes it exciting. Chancellor has that. It has that progression of first you were like, what? I don't get it. Why would I want to flip my deck? And then you're like, oh, flipping my deck could be good. And then it's like, oh, but not on this card.
Yeah.
So here we have Scavenger. Contraband, it's a fun concept. And maybe I would just leave it as is, even though really you don't buy it very often. Explorer, they can't all be the best 5.
Ah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah, that's... Explorer comes out of there were very similar cards, and it took a while to pin down how good they were, and while you see this more in you see it more in the main set and Intrigue, but you see it some in the Seaside, and I think things really get better as of Seaside, and then again as of Prosperity, which also had the benefit of getting more work done on it. There was a point at which Prosperity was done, and then they wanted to put out small expansions and wanted that to happen next, and so Alchemy was rushed out, hacked off of what had been a large set, and this story has all been told too. But I'll try to get to whatever could be the new part. So something, Alchemy, and so Prosperity got more testing at the end, and a few cards got improved or replaced. Bishop and Goons were both not in Prosperity as it would have been published if Alchemy hadn't happened. That was part of my... I hadn't known when Seaside happened, it had no tokens, and I hadn't known they were going to do that. And so then when I had the chance of Prosperity, I wanted to get more use out of the tokens, not just have tokens for one card. Monument actually initially put a copper on a mat, and so would run out because you would empty the coppers. Anyway, so Explorer dates back to a time period when things were less tested, and The basic ability, I don't think Explorer, it's totally can be useful to gain a silver to your hand, and it's got a bonus. Its problem is that you have to compare it to every other Terminal 5 or non-Terminal 5 you could be buying. Uh, it's not way down there at the bottom, but it does reflect. An Explorer today would be better. We play tested something for adventures that was what was that? It was plus 2 coins and gain 2 silvers and reveal your top card. And if it's a silver, trash this and gain a duchy.
Ah, yeah, remember it.
Yeah. Uh, so that's what I think, where I think about you want to be today. But it's a fine card for many players. Damn it, Hunting Party is too slow. It was actually slower originally. It was 2 cards, 2 cards that didn't match your hand, and I changed it to draw 1 and 1 card that didn't match your hand. Uh, and I don't know. I like Hunting Party. It is sad that it's slow. Uh, Vineyard, as everyone knows, you're right. Anyone who got up to watch this is like, oh man, we've heard this story. Vineyard cost a 4 originally. It was in the main set, and Gardens was in Alchemy and cost a potion.
Oh,
And it seemed like Gardens was the better main set card because it was uh, simpler. I mean, they're both pretty simple text-wise, but Gardens was simpler to go for. And Vineyard was one of those cards that when it was in the main set, it was one of those cards that some players hated because there was a certain kinds of cards that I would win with, and Joe Molly Industry would not, and be like, hate that. That card never does anything for me and always seems so good for you. Uh, in the main set, the big thing I remember doing with it was Throne Room cost 3, and there was a card that was gain a card costing up to 3, and if it's an action, play it. Stonecutter, and so I would Stonecutter, Throne Room, a Stonecutter, and I would build those decks with the Vineyard that cost 4, and that was fantastic. Only I ever built that deck. um, anyway, Vineyard. There it is, costing a potion. I like it. It's ridiculous, but tempered by costing a potion, and I don't know. It's not. I think it makes games more interesting rather than less interesting, which is the point.
for sure, it's my favorite green card. I think
Huh?
maybe Distant Lands.
Mhm. People can't relate. We have to get Distant Lands out online.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Hopefully-
Crossroads. For a long time, Crossroads always gave you 2 actions. And when we played lots of games of all Hinterlands, and there was this Crossroads Margrave deck that was too good. And I've told this story many times too. There were various cards that would go in and out of the deck based on what was available this game, but it was clearly nuts, and it was a question as to, first thing, there was one card I took out that was very subtle that it was too powerful. It was you discard any number of coppers and gain a card for costing up to 3 plus the number of coppers, and it didn't look crazy, but you would do it, and then you would draw all the coppers back, and it contributed in its way to this deck. But the core of the deck turned out to be Crossroads and Margrave. And Margrave is nuts, and the big thing is both cards give you 2 engine pieces at once. And that's, pushes cards way up. And there were different demands on the rest of the set as to, so I needed to plus buy somewhere, and in the end I changed Crossroads instead of Margrave. And so Crossroads is more reasonable, and Margrave is still nuts, but I don't know. I like Crossroads a lot, and one of the cool things about Crossroads is that you see it, and it's like, what is this insane card drawing card from hell? And then maybe you play with it, and it's like, what is this awful seller?
it can be so annoying, but I love the card. it's really great with nobles especially, and well, sometimes with harem as well. But why are you buying harem in an engine?
Uh-huh.
And one thing I was wondering about, yeah, as you talked about moving buys on and off cards to make them stronger. Why does Wharf have a plus
Oh,
buy?
well, originally neither card did. I mean, it's because it's so old. It's Merchant Ship and Wharf. Neither one had the plus buy, and we bought Merchant Ship more, so I put plus one buy on Wharf to try to make them both get bought. And yes, in the end, Wharf is the crazy card. Merchant Ship is
Yeah.
it's fine. I buy Merchant Ship some. Damn it, I have to defend all these cards. Lots of people are having fun with Merchant Ship as we speak, but Wharf is crazy, and yeah, at the time that was the technology I had. um, it was just part of trying to make all the cards in the set see use, and yeah, today would perhaps go differently. Um, Soon they will be done with this game. I don't know that I have too much to say about Vagrant. Vagrant. It's a Q concept warehouse, which just immediately worked. And the main idea behind warehouse is just that seller is simpler if you draw the cards first. Like I would rather warehouse was in the main set and seller in an expansion. Although I like seller too. I like the having to decide what to decide first, but in the main set would be better not to. And then Scrying Pool, as everyone knows, the big problem with it is that it is the attack. The attack really pushes it over the edge for how slow it is. It's going to be a slow card anyway, but it's the kind of card where you say, well, this is fun, so maybe it can be slow. And at the time, Alchemy needed an attack, and the names had already gone to the artists. So it had to be that one of the cards that sounded like it could maybe attack had the attack. And I wasn't going to mess up Golem, and so I messed up Scrying Pool. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Well,
If I were doing it today, it would just be like, well, Alchemy can be short that attack. That is fine. I think the main set needs some subtly complex cards, says last footnote. How does it? I don't know. I don't. I think that kind of thing tends to, talking to last footnote, that kind of thing tends to be overrated. That it always came up with Magic in the early days. They would talk about a card as being a skill tester, and it's like, man, everything is a skill tester. The whole game is so skill testing, and you don't need to go out of your way to get that to happen. It is nice when there are cards that give you cool decisions, but I think there's a lot. You can have a lot going on without necessarily having your cellar where you discard first. Yeah. Yes, Fool's Gold reaction, another thing I've cited as something I wouldn't do today. There was a lot of playtesters complaining, I want to be able to deny them a couple Fool's Gold and then not have them suck. And but I would rather have that sleek card with just the top.
yeah, and you mentioned a few cards like Contraband that are greater when played in the set they came from. There's also a card Ironmonger that is actually a bit worse when you play it with shelters.
Uh-huh.
Was that some sort of consideration, or?
Oh, probably. I mean, you would need to cite the case, but I don't know. I mean, there are so many factors, and ultimately you're just trying to, and the knobs are so poor. Like you've got your card that costs 4, and if it's too good and you make it cost 5, suddenly it sucks. But so there are a lot of factors, and so I mean I've had the luxury in some particular case of considering, and what about how does this do with shelters? But it's certainly something I considered for some cards, and perhaps whatever one you're thinking of that 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 the card wants to the cards are seen more with the cards they're with, because somebody, you're used to playing all these online games where you've got everything, but a lot of people aren't doing that, and they bought the main set and Intrigue, and then they bought Hinterlands for whatever reason. And so, that's what they've got, and they're seeing those card interactions. And so I do think it makes sense to worry more about the card interactions within a set, because that's, what do you have? I know if you've got Hinterlands, I know you've got Hinterlands. I don't know if you have any of the other things. And I think people may, what I recommend is, carrying your 2 boxes to your game night, not carrying everything. And so that will make you see the same cards together even more. And people play through the recommended sets. I don't know how much people play a set by itself. Probably they do it when it comes out, though, at least, right? You buy Dark Ages and you're like, okay, let's play 10 Dark Ages cards, right? You want to see some Dark Ages. And I certainly want those games to be good, too, he said. So, let's briefly comment on this game. So
it's almost over.
These
That's
are very similar to the previous ones. It's 45 to 38. It's somebody's turn, so that's good for that person. I think it's this guy on the left.
Yeah, and I
you don't. I can't see.
He's probably winning this turn. If he gets to 8 without a contraband.
Oh, there's 1 province left.
Yeah.
Hooray.
But it will be quite a thing if he was forced to play the contraband. But I think he's not. No. Okay, so that was a victory for Mick.
Hooray! Oh, it was Scavenger. That was the secret as to how he could get to 8.
Yeah, great terminal silver. Silver that doesn't disrupt your scrying pool. Man, that would be a dream.
Congratulations, winner of that game.
Qsenoch 1-1 in the match, and we're 1 hour in.
Dominion player.
Okay, this.
Great. Why, thank you. In the one to box.
Oh yeah, who was it that submitted this? It was Titan Drake. Yeah, thanks for the kingdom.
Well done, Titan Drake. You're the man. Or woman, I'm not sure. Okay, so, as I remember, I haven't remembered everything yet. One thing about this set was how different it would be in multiplayer. I could even see in like a 5-player game opening Native Village. Always a classic. But with 3 or 4 players, you're so desperate to have the Bane in your hand all the time. And with 2 players, of course, that's muted.
Yeah.
The other thing is in multiplayer, Embassy could just totally dwarf everything else. If multiple people get early embassies, then it's just like everyone just has too much economy, and somebody buys provinces, and that's that. Of course, these guys do not wish to do that. They wish to spend forever buying all of these cards. Oh, the other thing here is that Menagerie is normally just this crazy good card, and for this particular board, it was like, man, do you even get any? You have so many good options, and the one thing that you don't have very good is the ability to get your initial cards out of your deck, where there's just Native Village.
Yeah. Now, another consideration was that there's no virtual coin except for Mandarin. You're not really getting rid of the coppers, because of the slow thinning and the presence of apothecary. Yet there is also grab markets for which you can't use your coppers. So you would need to get, say, 2 golds to be able to buy your first grab market. And sort of the question is, do you go for that? Or do you skip grab market and go straight for provinces?
And Philip's experience with these two players is, of course, they will go for grand markets.
Yes, for sure. Oh, at least I fully expect Stef to do that. And well, Mick is a bit more...
A wild card.
yeah.
A rebel.
A rebel. He's a true rebel.
Plays by his own rules. Buys silver.
But not this game. He's going for the courtyards. I'm surprised by just one native village having been bought so far. But Stef is getting it now. I think I would have opened a native village potion.
Yeah. Right, as we discussed, the first time you play it you don't have apothecary, but the only thing you're worried about hitting is potion, and you can just get it back if that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And while that would still be sad, I think the thinning is worth a bit more than just the drawing from... and here you have to set aside apothecary if you play the native village and stuff. And he decides to skip that.
Oh man, and
I would...
Mick is doing his own commentary this whole time.
Is Mick?
Oh, well, probably. He usually does.
Oh yeah, he's probably recording. Then we can watch it later to gain some actual
Incredible
insight into the games instead of some general Dominion talk more. This is a nice turn for Stef, where he manages to put 2 curses on the native village mat. And he could buy Mandarin, but he's not going for it.
Ooh. Is that where the mouse is? I thought I saw it there.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Ah, that's a statement. Mm-hmm. And another thing.
Yes.
So hunting party, if you look at the art closely, there's a guy standing there amid this scene of the hunters riding after the deer. There's a guy just standing in the middle. So that means that if you rewound time a second, there's a deer phasing through him.
Okay, I'm going to look up the art to see what you're talking about.
You know, no one complains about any of these things. I am the one who is bothered. Yes, I've seen the art bigger.
One thing that always amuses me, if you Google stuff related to Dominion, you think you should just get what you want, but there's so many other things that have nothing to do with the game that come up.
It is a word.
Yeah, that's
This is right. You know, every Wizards of the Coast expansion is Battle for Zendikar or Shadow over Innistrad. So they always have, you know, these unique nonsense strings. But Dominion did not do that, and they're just some words. Yeah. Look at him go.
it might be getting a bit late for the Grand Market thing. Because if you buy some... Well, no, it won't be if they don't empty apothecaries.
They both got menageries.
Well, it's certainly great if you manage to get it in your starting hand. And you can also sort of help activating it by discarding duplicates with Young Witch.
Yes.
Or putting back something with Courtyard.
Embassy, which they don't have. Well, right. Neither of them looks like they're going for the Grand Markets.
I think they still might. Because neither of them currently looks like they're going to be buying a lot of provinces either.
Ah. Touche.
And it's still...
Ooh.
Yeah, they haven't really gotten up to 6, and if you want to go for Grand Market, you really want to do it with 2 golds, not with 3 silvers.
No, I've been missing the exciting chat. And here we are on Twitch something.
Yeah, now Stef can put another junk card back. And even a second one with Courtyards. Oh, you choose to put a copper on the mat and top deck an apothecary for next turn. Yeah, now Steph is going for the gold, so
look at that.
He's doing it.
That's the stuff we know and love.
And they're saying this board was one of the testers' favorites.
I don't know, I like those develop boards.
Yeah, we
I
hopefully...
I played them, so what am I saying?
I did not... I don't think I played the developed ones.
These,
but they played them, yeah.
Right. It looks fine. What? There's stuff to do. There's that exciting having to jump through your hurdle to get the grand markets.
And there's the native village threshing, which is
And
always
yeah, that's something
it always
great.
feels clever to do that.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
And Funkdog is saying that this match should be saved as a highlight. And yeah, I agree. I don't think I can do that, as I just have the stream key and
And I haven't
no
said anything.
login information.
Hmm. Yes. How many how many sets of 10 did you guys test? You in the chat window.
Yeah, I know, because I did test absolutely 0. And just played a few of them while you were watching. And here we have the alternative hand
Ooh.
layouts, and now it's going to be gone.
Look at that incredible technology.
It's
40, 46.
oh wow,
But
that is quite a.
that is putting in some work for this.
I assume they discard most of them just by looking, because if you actually want to play through them, it's going to be, well, that's
Yes.
quite some work.
Thanks, Dr. Schulhammer. And
Yeah,
was it a drowned kernel
and assemble me. I
and other
think
people? Assemble me?
I'm not really sure who all are involved with it.
No. No.
No,
Who are you,
he's
Time
probably
23?
playing
You
them
would,
all. He means, I don't know.
if you aren't Witherweaver, then that joke is just in poor taste.
Okay, at least every board got played by at least one couple of players. So
That is that is better than the recommended sets.
so to all people considering submitting kingdoms, definitely keep doing that. Your kingdom will get played, and
Yeah.
if people like it, then it has a good chance of making it on the stream. Well, not a great chance, seeing the number of submissions, but still better than 1 out of 10.
All right. Now I'm trying to see what they're doing is just this stuff though. You
Yeah,
said that it could be fun just watching Dominion. Just trying to pay attention. These guys are fast clickers. Hey, that contraband was a duration?
yeah, they're sort of joking about the contraband from the previous game, about how it played such a big role, and therefore they want to continue contrabanding stuff, even in this game. And yeah, gold seems the logical thing to contraband at this stage.
Ooh, will he buy? Will he buy a mandarin?
I think he should be buying a
Uh,
hunting party courtyard maybe, or
no,
workers
he's
village courtyard.
this is. Oh, does he have two golds?
Oh, I thought he bought a second gold already, but I'm not completely sure.
that was something we could have discussed. Would you get 2 golds, or would you get a Mandarin on the grounds that it is less likely to interfere with his menageries and hunting parties?
I definitely don't hate a Mandarin in the spot, but it is terrible if you actually play all the treasures, because
Yes.
you want to be top decking the absolute minimum required.
Right. Yeah, at the very beginning. Later the recommended sets got tested. Sure, they get played now. Not a lot, man, but some. It's a lot of work now. Also, some of the times when it didn't get done, it wasn't even that much work. Now 10 expansions, you have to test 20. You have to play these 20 games, and replay them if you change them. I don't know. It sounds like nothing, but you've got all the other things to do at the same time. You've got whatever card that was seeming too strong that you want to play with more, and you it's very hard to get multiple things tested simultaneously, and I don't know. So they get played some now, and there was a period where there was a very brief period where they got played extra because of people who took that upon themselves. Wei Hua at one point, who you guys know as the designer of Roll for the Galaxy. But yeah, there was a period at the beginning where it wasn't even clear. The game is supposed to work with any 10 random cards, and so I can pick 10 random cards and put them in a list, and it'll probably be okay. But yeah, there was a point early on when for the original main set ones, I think I only played the first game set, and I certainly played that one a bunch of times trying to get a good first game set. And then here are some other lists, you could play those. And I think they got played like once each by Valerie and Dale. And I'm not sure it even happened that much for Intrigue or Seaside. But I know that, yeah, the Alchemy ones, Alchemy and On, probably they all got played. There were no Empire spoilers. It has recommended sets, and we played them.
Here this turn is finally the time Stef is buying a Grand Market. And he should...
Will be previews. Hmm.
Is the release date announced already? I don't really keep up with that stuff, but
Jay announced it as May 18th, which is it's the date that he felt he could guarantee that it would actually come out by then. The big question is if there's any kind of delay for the metal tokens, and if there isn't, conceivably it could come out in April, but there could be. So he felt confident he could make May 18th. I know people were disappointed. It's like it wasn't coming out in April. I think right. All that stuff has gotten harder. Anything special you want, you have to worry about how long it takes to go through customs in a way you once did not.
So you get stuff from abroad, or is there also internal cost?
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting the metal tokens from. Previously, they were from Germany, but I don't know where they are from this time. I mean, I expect they're from Germany. That's my guess, but I don't know for sure. is not especially interesting, so I've not struggled to get this information.
I think people are such big fans that they're dying to know everything about whatever little bits of information I could squeeze out of it. Yeah, I mean, even the fact that they got tested is well, that shows some promise of excitement. And interestingly, Mick is skipping the Grand Markets entirely and going for States for Provinces now.
Yeah. I haven't been paying attention. I don't know if Stef is drawing his deck or what.
Yeah, Stef was well, he was close. He was at least cycling through the deck last turn.
So that certainly makes it sound good to get those Grand Markets.
Yeah.
if he's drawing his deck, then he'll catch up.
I assume he will. Though the Mick did have 16 this turn.
Oh no!
And
of course. Right. Mick is just looking at ending the game. Right. There's no curses. I don't know. He only has one potion, so he can't get both apothecaries in one turn.
That's true.
There's 5 native villages. He has.
Yeah. So he bought the province, and was also still greeting at the same time. I mean, still building with the hunting parties to make the deck not too unreliable, and he could pull it off. It's not guaranteed that getting all the Grand Markets at this stage is going to pay off. And Stef has some trouble with discarding.
Mick could also be expecting to hide away the native village. Hide native village away the province.
Okay, now Stef is also going for the province. Sticking to just one Grand Markets. Which I think may well be the right call here. The problem for Stef is he has only 15 money in the deck at this point. Yeah, therefore he's buying another gold. And Mick had at least 16.
A magic number. Alchemist was previously hireling, but it would have required a mat, and we couldn't have a mat. So it was a tweak on that. I actually tried several cards for the slot, but there was a point at which I tried hireling there and was happy with it, but didn't think I could get away with it without a mat. Hireling not as a duration card, but as a thing you set aside.
Yeah, and that would have been a mat to set aside cards for the entire duration of the game. Just one mat dedicated to that.
Yeah, for the alchemists. I mean, it would have been dedicated to alchemists because that's the way they were doing things. But it's costly. It's something to add mats. So anyway, that is. I think that is the most interesting thing I could say about any of these cards. Kelly Courtyard. Kelly, Molly's boyfriend, was the first other person who had a copy of Dominion, and he, for some reason, remade it completely. He relayed out all the cards for his version with different art, in some cases different names. Dominion was called Castle Builder, and so he renamed a state, duchy, province to parts of a castle, so that you were building the castle. And he put in just a few of his own cards, and one of them was Courtyard. And there it is.
It stuck around. Nice.
I played with his cards, and that one was fine, and I used it. I'd had a related card. Obviously, it's a pretty obvious concept. I'd had a related card that had +1 action and was just too slow. And this version was better. And it is one of the few Dominion cards that I did not design.
I think another one of those is Summon, who was designed by Last Footnote from a playtester from the forums.
Uh-huh.
And are there any others, or is it just those two?
Oh, Dame Josephine made Counting House, although her version was silvers, and I changed it. I mean, people have had important suggestions about other cards, but I think that's it for entire cards. Mm-hmm. Native Village. Aha, I thought of something else to say. Native Village, originally you couldn't look at the cards on your mat. You just decided, is that enough cards? And Richard Garfield playtested that expansion. And he played it the other way without realizing it was wrong, and then suggested having it go the other way, and then tried it the way it was supposed to be and decided it would be fine either way. But meanwhile, I tried it the way where you could look at the cards, and there it is, you can look at them.
Yeah.
So that was Richard Garfield's suggestion, his contribution to Dominion.
Nice. Yeah. At first, I didn't know you could look at the cards because I learned Dominion playing on Isotropic, and there's no obvious way to look at the mat. You have to click on something to show the other window, and then there it says what cards are on it.
The Silver Counting House was too strong. I don't know that I have anything to say about Mandarin. It's the top is trying to be a simple effect that I hadn't done yet, paired with the bottom, which was the interesting part. And these days, Mandarin is seen as not especially good. Obviously it couldn't be that when you had a 5-2, it was great to buy a couple Mandarins first, and it isn't. And I mean, it's a question you can ask. How many Mandarins do you want? And zero Mandarins probably with that 5-2. Occasionally it does some neat trick. Is that everything I have to say about Mandarin? Some people have complained about the art. The name is trying to get in the hinterlands idea of visiting different places. It was terminal money just because that was I didn't have +3 coins. Put a card from your hand on your deck. It was, the cards that do two things like that, they really want the one part to be very simple. And since the bottom wasn't simple, the top really wanted to be vanilla if it could. They're a real thing, Mandarins. I mean, they weren't called that at the time. The word Mandarin is used to describe people who weren't called Mandarins in their day, but then that's true of so many things if you're using English. That was the thing I think Wei Hua complained about that. Like, why did we call it Mandarin? And he was the one who could complain because he was Chinese. But as you can see, I did it anyway. I'm so offensive. I never had a card called Gypsy, since that's a offensive term to some people, although for a normal person living in the United States, Gypsy seems completely innocent, like nothing at all. But did Mandarin get considered to have just plain number of treasure on your deck? I don't think I considered that. I mean, what would be bad about that is that it would be a bunch more words, and the whole point to the ability was to be... Oh, I see. Right, you mean on the bottom, it could have been... Right, so that isn't so many words. Sorry? I don't know. I don't think I considered it. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, Dr. Stuhammer, I have no idea why Mick isn't just buying double province, because he's currently 2 points ahead. With the double province he will be 14 points ahead, and there's just no way Stef can buy...
Well, maybe he will do it in a second.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to... No, he has 3 buys, so no. What is he even thinking about?
I don't know. It's just... And the weird thing is he usually just plays pretty quickly and doesn't ponder endlessly about things like this.
He didn't do it.
He's going for duchies, and yeah, I just don't see this making any sense, because now you're adding an extra green card while also gaining less points, and it's not like you're now protected against the death turn.
He must have thought that Stef could somehow... I guess he doesn't know quite what Stef's position is. We have a better vision of that, and he must have thought somehow Stef could get enough duchies to pull ahead.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but I would say Mick is keeping track of how much money Stef approximately has, which you can see after one of Stef's big turns. And yeah, my best guess is just that he wrongly thinks this would protect him against a bad turn from himself, but that isn't really true.
Don't I have work to do, guys? Really? It's like so many games. 6 games per person.
5, because there are 6 person. Well, yeah, 6 games per opponent, and you play 5 opponents, so you would be playing 30 games. That's
think of how much testing that could be for some other game or who knows what. I have only played stuff some tiny handful of times, and mainly I remember testing a particular card, and that wouldn't exactly be fair. I mean, somebody has to buy the card and somebody can't, and all that. Yes, I've only played Philip once, I think, and as I noted in the forums, I knew about gear and he did not. Oops, what happened?
Did something happen?
It just was like, are you sure you want to leave the meeting?
Oh, well, then I would click no. I'm not sure at all.
No. I clicked no, but it left.
Which meeting are you not seeing? Well, I think you should just be able to re-enter the keys.
I'm trying one of them. and it says, please wait until the organizers accepted your join request. Well, oh, I can, however, follow along on the Twitch thing.
Yeah, the only
I
thing
can only
is
see one screen here. Does it somehow have both screens?
well, in the bottom right corner, there's
Oh, I
a
see.
inset
Show.
of the other player's hand.
Gotcha. So I'll just watch this now.
Yeah, the only thing about this is that it has some delay relative to the team viewer screens, which
I see.
is quite.
Well, it's not opening it, and what joy will it be to mess around with that now?
Yeah, indeed.
It says, please wait until the organizer is accepted. And I guess you're not accepting me.
It's not my thing. It's either Stef or Mick, and they're involved in the game, so that must be.
Yeah, let's just wait on that. Is there something where people wondering? Ooh, I can get down there. There are the duchies. Oh, but this way you can't see his score. You can't see his score.
But you can see that in the regular screen, 21,
Oh,
26.
there it is. Yeah. The one number is cut off.
Okay, that's. I could move it around a bit.
Ends with a 6. There are other people who are going to be watching this, and they'll be mad they can't see that number. Now they're buying duchies.
No, I am moving the thing a bit to the right, so that it should be visible now.
Oh, they point out, of course, here that somebody can suddenly take all the cards from their native village mat.
Ah, yeah, with all the
and have an extra big last turn.
So Mick won another game.
Hooray!
And this one was by Titan Drake. The next one will be by Wandering Winder. Or
Thank you, Wandering Winder.
It's well, we'll see it in a moment when they start it.
Ooh. I don't know how to reply to this.
Okay, let me have a look. Yeah, there are Stef saying he lost Donald on TeamViewer.
I see.
So well, it's up to you. What do you want back? You can. Just
it's fine. I mean, as long as I can just watch this. As long as. then you'll be behind. He just means there'll be a lag.
Yeah.
Oh, man, is that what he looks like? So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem worth wasting any time on. I mean, it's fine if you wanna try to make it work. I mean, I click join meeting, and it says connecting to meeting. Ooh, I got it.
Okay, you're back.
Well, I got this one. And it's not the one that's on the Twitch, so that's nice. I could conceivably position it on my screen so I can see everything. I don't think I have the other one, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah, you can just look at...
This is the two different ones, for what that's worth. All right, so this board is maybe I'll grow this. Ooh, of course we didn't even consider 5-2 openings because who has the time?
Yeah. The second board I played, the second time I played this, I had the 5-2 and indeed opened Jester.
Ooh, make open trader. So I remember this board. The big thing was that that Philip said he wanted to go for the conspirators, and I felt like do not go for the conspirators. This is our big Siskel and Ebert board where we're disagreeing, and the conspirators seem so hard to get to work when you could just be tradering ill-gotten gains and.
But at least I beat
So
Banker
did open
Bot.
trader note. What?
Yeah, make open
Yeah,
trader silver.
Banker
Stef went
Bot.
for Jester nothing.
Right. Jester nothing.
Yeah, he skipped the Duchess.
A statement.
Quite some. And at least I managed to beat Banker Bot with the engine. So it's
Right,
not,
but that was. It took you a lot of turns, and
yeah.
you didn't have any.
It's definitely not a strong engine, and it might well be second best to something else. But I would still play it. Opening Spice Merchants, Woodcutter, and getting a trader to get rid of the inevitable curses and also the estates, and then trash the silvers with Spice Merchants. Yeah, they're joking a bit about Wandering Winder and Silk Roads, which must be one of his favorite cards.
Oh, is it?
I think so. He's big on slugs and alt VP.
Maybe it just scrolled off the screen. Well, you said how he wanted more slugs in the finals. That's it. That's all the information I have.
Yeah, there was some discussion about it after the last final, and well, I'm never much of a fan of slugs, but I think it would be nice to see Stef play some slugs, so I don't mind it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're buying cash,
Those
and
people
then,
are correct.
and then
They're
we're
doing
thinking,
cash trader thing.
yeah.
Woohoo!
So I had it once when I had trader I want to buy cash, and then I actually looked up the text on one of the cards and still messed it up. So that I revealed it and did not gain, instead of the cash, I just gained 1 silver instead of the cash and 2.
Yes, classic. All right, so I don't actually. Ooh, exciting.
He's already going for the circuits. Well, it's not that early. That's due to trader. They're just completely
I meant that he.
skipping.
Oh, you said this was on a delay. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
I meant that he was trashing Jester for 5 silvers.
I'm now seeing Mick trash a gold for 6 silvers.
Yes.
Man, that must be Mick's most happy moment in his life.
Oh man, you have not. You know, there was that. I don't know if you remember this card. There was a card in Adventures playtest saying that gave you a mix of pluses for trashing something.
Yeah, Mill it was, I think.
Yeah, mill. And at some points there were ways to get golds pretty efficiently, and you would build these really insane decks. And so I have seen Mick trash a lot of golds.
Yeah, Mill was a fantastic card to play, but it was really slow because you had to think very hard about what exactly you wanted.
It was the big thing about Mill was that, you know, I mean, it seemed like it was a good card to be powerful because it was very dependent on playing it well, but it was too powerful, and it turned out I could weaken it and still have it be too powerful, and in the end, of course, it didn't happen. But it was something. Just how many ways it was too powerful, and it didn't look scary at first, because you immediately compare it to Salvager and Apprentice, and it's like, you know, well, it's weaker than these in this way, and somehow that will all work out. Anyway, for further reading, the Secret History of Adventures.
Oh yeah, I talked about Mill, so I think everyone who hasn't read the Secret Histories and loves Dominion should definitely check them out. They are.
I think so too. No, this is a board. I do think this was one of the more interesting ones, especially as we disagreed about it. Neither of them has a conspirator engine, you may note.
No, they are both terrible conservative
players.
There
I am showing you how good I am at Dominion.
Or I think it's more likely that there are 3 people here all showing me how bad they are at the game.
Uh-huh.
And here Stef had a chance to trade her gold, but went for the Dutch instead. Yeah, that's a funny play to reveal the trader to the Dutches.
Ooh.
Okay, well, thanks Wandering Liner for this game. It was by far the fastest yet. So that's worth something.
They're not gonna make. Okay.
And this board is submitted by Wandering Liner.
What happened? Oh, it's the starting player?
Yeah, the starting player's off. This is definitely more of an engine. With Haggler as a strong card.
Yeah, man, what is there to say? They're going to get salvagers and hagglers. They will gain caravans. I think, yeah, I don't buy Storm very often. But I think you weren't expecting to go for it here either. Saboteur is bad. And you can salvage your treasuries eventually. Classic.
At the variants, yes.
Yes, it's a thing. The treasury, the treasury redraws. You when you don't buy a victory card, you redraw the treasuries, and it helps line it up with your salvager. That is. What I have to say about that combo. People. Oh right. So this is going to be a game where they run out piles because of Haggler and these cheap cantrips to gain with it.
Yeah, almost certainly. Play with at least 2 Hagglers, and that gives you lots of control of the piles. I think treasuries and minstrels are running, and then probably either one of wishing wells and caravans.
Why won't it be the caravans?
It's probably the wishing wells.
Because they won't be able to gain a caravan? Because they'll play Haggler and just have 4? Wait, no.
Oh, it's more so
It seems it's easier to run it out, but
I think the minstrels are the force you want most, and then will be some, so you will always be preferring minstrel over caravan, and then at some point the minstrels are gone, but at that point there are already quite some wishing wells gone, while there are still 10 or so caravans left, so it will just be easier to run the wells.
Oh, I see. You're saying, right, it won't be that they want the wishing wells.
And I actually missed who got the second Haggler. It's probably Stef. And here I will be getting Treasury Minstrel.
Oh, with Minstrel setting them up. Oh, I see. Minstrel well. Man, I did not even notice that was there.
There's yeah, some combo between Minstrel and Wishing Wells. You need to have a lot of actions for that to work out, but it definitely can.
But of course, they will get a lot of actions. Well, oh right, this is there's not no trashing. They can
salvager, yeah.
Yes, everyone. It's not like you don't want all the caravans in the net, but everyone always goes too nuts over caravan. But you do want them. They're caravans. That art is nice.
And that must be pleasing.
And you play the big line of them, and it's called caravan, and you caravan. Very satisfying. Storeroom has leftover art. Right, I need news stories. Something I haven't said already. Haggler. No, I've said them all, I'm sure. Uh, Haggler was so insane originally. Haggler explains you would it triggered on gains, but not off itself, not off of a Haggler. That is to say, it was like when you gain a card other than with a Haggler, if you can believe that. And so you would have these crazy turns where you got giant piles of cards through the Hinterlands card string off of themselves. You know, you Haggler and you buy a farmland and it comes with something, and the farmland gets you a card and it comes with something, and you know, maybe one of those things is a border village and it comes with something, and that comes with something too for your Haggler, because that wasn't gained with a Haggler. And those were great, but it was too confusing.
Yeah. If you're not playing online, where all that stuff is just done for you,
then
sure
you gained everything you were supposed to. And still, I mean, it's the Hinterlands poster child.
Yeah, I love the card, and it's quite simple now, and with those rules, the original ones will be quite a nightmare, and also just way too strong. So I think you go treasury. Well, now the free power is already getting somewhat close, because he's going to gain 4 cards here. Just buy 2 and gain 4. And Mick is now getting a third Haggler, so as to be able to go for a big power out. And he needs to make sure to not get the pile so low that Stef can end it. And he's getting the storeroom.
Ah.
Yeah, you draw Wishing Well to treasury, then you have a guaranteed hit. So there's the combo. No, he really needed to draw the watchtower here. This is pretty bad for Stef. And it looks like he's considering not dressing the estates to keep the point.
It's neck and neck. I don't know.
But he's going for it.
Yeah, dude. No. I don't know how many. He couldn't have very many buys. There's like, can Mick win this turn? How does he? How is there?
Well,
And
he has one if he had 4 buys,
yeah,
he
he
could.
did. They both have a salvager, and Steph has a. Oh, maybe Mick has 2 salvagers because
No, Steph just got
Steph
the
has 2
second
salvagers
salvager.
and a storeroom.
Yeah,
So he.
Mick has 1 salvager in the storeroom, and Steph just gained his second salvager.
I see. I see.
So yeah, the problem is the buys. Both have 3 Hagglers now, so off of each buy they will
Right.
be getting 3 extra cards. So at least this turn is still safe.
Mm-hmm. If I come across a country which is I don't quite understand your question. I know that not summon. I know that stash was given away with a book for the Japanese version, which of course is them trying to sell you the book to get your stash. And in English, we don't do anything like that. They're just for sale. It's a way that Jay supports Board Game Geek. He gives them the promos at least now, and they sell them. So it's a way you can support Board Game Geek. That's BoardGameGeek.com. And but every country, every publisher is free to use them promotionally, however they use them. And Japan has included stash with the book, so I can believe they included someone with the book, but I don't know anything about it. So many Hagglers.
Yeah, I think we'll just get a province and get either 3 treasuries or 2 treasuries and a Haggler. Four Hagglers on seems a bit too much. Makes it too likely you will get a dead turn. But on the other hand, it gives you terrific power
Well,
control.
is he doing what? Oh, yeah. I mean, he can set up whatever it is on top, so.
Yeah, but the only thing you really want on top are wandering minstrels, and they are
Right.
gone.
It may, yes, okay.
And well, wishing well isn't terrible to have on top. So that will also help slightly reduce the chance for a dead turn.
Hmm. The first 2 treasuries were easy.
Yeah, I'm also not sure whether it would take another Haggler here or just another treasury.
Hmm. Yes. Now what?
Can you just get Caravan triple well?
He is. Well, now I have to think if there's any. No, there's just Haggler. I mean, he must be just trying to think through how low can he make whatever pile, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe he doesn't want the wishing wells to go so low, and get some silver. I know you don't want the silver. He gets a storeroom. Did I say storeroom? He gets storeroom because that's an extra buy for more control next turn. Well, he can discard his province to it.
Yeah, I think the problem with getting an extra storeroom is that he really lacks the actions to play it.
I don't know who has how many villages. Yeah.
I think both have 5. And so
I didn't say that you were. Sorry, I didn't say that you were right about summon. I don't know how summon will be given, how it will be available in Japan. I can believe you that it's combined with the book. Man, maybe.
Yeah, I think the guy asking the questions is
Japanese.
using translation software to generate the English text, so there will be naturally some inevitable misunderstandings here.
All right, he bought a gardens.
Okay, yeah, that's also.
But how many wishing wells will he gain? One was easy. Yes. And they help his next turn, so that's exciting too. He could trash the incoming cards. He can and take it over and trash it, and
yep.
over and trash it.
Go for it, Mick.
I mean, if that's the concern, that's.
Well, I don't think getting the wishing wells low now is really a big concern, because there's just no way for Stef to.
He doesn't have the buys.
Yeah, he also needs to score points.
2. He has 2, right? Yes, and he needs to catch up. Yeah. So yes, and he gained all the wishing wells. So there you have it. Wandering Minstrel originally dug for an action. Just reveal cards that you get an action. But it was too slow, and at this point, I knew about that stuff. I knew I could blow it and make something too slow.
Yeah, with hunting party like. And was it you dig for an action and put it on top, or put it into your hands?
Yeah, you reveal until there's an action and it's on top, and it was village plus that, I think the first version was plus 2 coins plus that, which is a different card. Actually, no, the first version was plus 2 coins, name a type, and dig for that card. And I didn't want to charge 4 for it, but it would have been strictly better than Chancellor. So I couldn't make that card.
Okay, and here he gets Stef has to choose between getting an extra buy or playing 3 Hagglers. And none of the
Just play 2 Hagglers already.
Yeah, that's definitely what he should be doing, as he will.
Remove them from the equation.
Well, there is a slight consideration if you don't want to
Oh, don't want to
lower
gain this.
piles
All right.
and
Yes.
don't want to gain any junk. You don't have a watchtower in
Yes.
hand. You may not
Okay.
want to play them, but I.
Fine. Fine. Yes. Okay. Spend your time considering the number of Hagglers to play. 13. Oh, no, and some coppers. Hmm. The tension is palpable.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
And they're also chatting about this.
He did it. Woohoo! Yes, but what is the friend of this haggler? You just lost a haggler. Saboteur, that pile isn't low.
It looks like Stef's going for a double province here. Wait. He got a golds.
He did. I see it right there.
It is okay if you can manage to salvage it away.
Salvage it. And that could be exactly what he's thinking, that it's the most valuable thing to salvage. Yes, now what?
Now the problem with any of the other cards is that it could well enable make power
Saboteur.
outs. So
Old, obviously, yes. He's doing it. Oh, that one haggler. Well, he'll be ahead, though.
yeah, he will
Not-
be ahead.
Uh, I don't even.
But if Mick gets like
Mix doesn't even have the he can't empty both those piles.
well, he has 3 Hagglers, and if he gets just
Oh,
2,
if with it at 4, yes.
and if he gets just 2 buys and 13, then he can buy province, gain 3 Hagglers, buy another Haggler, gain 3 wishing wells, and then he has
Uh,
it.
right, but he can't get 4 hagglers.
He can. If he
He
buys
can't
if he
get 4
buys
hagglers.
one province.
Oh, he buys the haggler. Yes, yeah, this. All right. SCSN.
Oh, and they're talking about the Japanese Dominion scene in the chats. Yeah, there are quite a lot of good Japanese players. They were always very good also in the World Cup.
It's the third biggest market for Dominion.
Okay,
It's the United States is first, and Germany is a bit behind it, and then Japanese is a distant third, but it's still ahead of everything else. And they put out all these extra products, the rethemes, all these rethemed editions with different mixes of Dominion cards. The woodcutter is pretty hot, and the one you can go look that up.
Mick had to win here, but he's doing it another way. Yeah, this works too. You can also empty the treasuries instead of the Haggler.
Uh,
So, good game.
Ooh, once again. And Steph just had to win one, right? Oh man. I want the crash so we get the develop fortress game. Oh, we get this develop game though.
But first is the wrong turn order. So, thanks to Wandering Winter for the previous game. The last one
Thank you, Wandering Winter.
is submitted by Shot. I think it's pronounced, well, I don't know what's pronounced, it's my guess. Shots. And the interesting thing here is that there are just no non-terminals other than King's Court at King's Court.
So they will do exciting things with develop. No, Mick can't win, right? Mick has lost already, is my belief.
Well, no.
He lost the one game.
The first game was it somehow said Stef on 1, but I think it was Stef who actually lost the game. It wasn't. One of them resigned, but either the winner was wrong or the wrong player resigned.
I see.
So it's still Stef can still win. But I'm, to be honest, I'm not totally sure about that. The one thing I did read is that Stef needed to win just one to win the championship.
Oh.
So I assume that.
This report is 1.5.
Yeah, but they played something prior to starting the match. Steph needed 1.5 to win. And he did indeed have the first.
That was the opening, and they opened with it.
Yeah, but they did not develop the SEAC.
What? Missing all this exciting action.
Yeah, he did not develop the SEAC, he just played it.
Develop Seahag. That was that. That's the moment we live for.
So yeah, Steph needs 1.2 points to win. And hey, I saw a curse flying.
He got the ghost ship. Ghost ship people.
Yeah, interesting. Yesterday you said you always played to counter ghost ship.
It's not that I think ghost ship sucks or something, but I think other people rate it higher than me, and I've certainly put in a lot of games. Of course, you can cite how I typically play. You know, when I wasn't playing on online testing with Isotropic, then I would typically play 2 expansions together, and so there's the effect on ghost ship of being part of Seaside. But I feel like often I'm just trying to beat Ghost Ship instead of buying it. And sometimes there are nice things you can do. And, it's very annoying. But I don't feel like I have to get it. But I don't know. Here, it seemed like they were going for this King's Court Rabble thing. And so maybe Ghost Ship wouldn't even enter into it, but of course now they both have Ghost Ships.
Yeah, I definitely think it's okay.
And there's only one develop too. Oh my.
Mick is really not going for the engineer. Wow, he's living up to his
In a
reputation by
stunning
going for the Mass
twist.
Silver. He
Nice
takes
masterpiece.
Masterpiece over King's Court. Wow. That means he's going to lose. As the game just isn't going to
We
end anytime
we
soon.
cannot expect Steph to do that. And also, if somebody has bought Masterpiece, then of course Ghost Ship is better.
Yeah.
uh, because 3 silvers will not cut it.
So the thing is here that it will take a terribly long time to get clean, but eventually you will get there
Woohoo.
just by King's Courting develops. And from that point onwards you will be playing like King's Courted Rebels, and the other player
Oh,
is
Ghost
just
Ship.
going to
Oh, dude.
drown.
I'm so disappointed.
You'd have wanted to gain
The Ghost Ship. Climb the ladder. You know, you want gold so that you can develop gold into King's Court Rabble. So you develop Ghost Ship. It seems so clear. Will you develop this Rabble? I'm starting to have my doubts.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But I think you should do it. And now Mick is going for
Oh.
double rebel instead of the... Okay. Now at least Steph is doing the right thing of not buying any more silvers.
I guess you can empty the stonemasons quickly. Like what? The first
That's
are empty.
true. It's good to run on stonemasons and rebels before you really get your engine going, but I think you gotta play for that. Like buy
So much silver.
yeah. Now we're this
This
is
was supposed to happen in that trader game.
at least this is definite confirmation that Mick is not going for the engine, and Steph still not hitting his King's Court.
Ugh. It's okay. He doesn't want the estate when he's getting rabbled, but man,
Yeah, he could have had that gold in that hand, and then he would have been able to buy King's Court.
ugh. Hmm. I don't feel like he's committed to this develop. He bought it. He draws it. We.
And is Mick really just going to empty the silvers? There are only 12 silvers left, so that's... he isn't. Too bad.
He would like to be ahead when he does that.
Yeah, right now my money will be on Mick. And Steph has obviously had some...
So it does really lag. The Twitch The Twitch versus the
Yeah, for
team
sure,
viewer.
it's quite significant. Something
So
like 30 seconds,
yeah,
I
we
think.
we're like giving things away. It's like, oh, he bought all those silvers and like what? Where?
Well, the thing is, our talking lags by the same amount.
Oh, excellent.
So it's just that because you are you following the team viewer now, or are you looking at the
Oh,
Twitch?
I've got the Twitch and then one of the team viewers. The other one, I mean, they both closed, and it was a lot more work to open the second one.
Okay.
And you can see most of it from the one, so
Yeah, for sure. You only really need to look at one. And in the last championship match, they had this split screen where you saw both hands same size, and I thought it looked really confusing.
I see.
So I think it's better with a small
It's
inset.
yeah. It's a lot to follow, really. Try to keep track of who's who and ooh, at long last.
Oh, it would be awesome if Steph could still make it.
It's exciting that it went this way.
I still think Mick will win, but I don't totally rule out a comeback.
Well, you got to develop your stuff. That's what you have
Yep.
to. That was the point of develop.
And in the end, you could be. This is
Ooh.
nice. Now he really needs to draw a rebel. Yeah, there it is. There's the.
Ah, look at all those cards. Doing some stuff. Oh, and he could end the. Oh no, he can't anymore. Oh no, he still can. Yeah, he could end this turn with developed gold into Kingsport Rabble, so that he starts the next turn with it.
Yeah, and can he somehow gain two
And he can
King's
trash two
Swords? No.
curses or whatever. What?
He can't gain two King's Swords, can he? Well, he can
Yeah, I
develop
can't.
Ghost
He
Ship
only has
into
two
another
gold.
gold and then play
Oh,
Rebel, and then yeah, I think he can start next turn
yes.
with double King's Court.
So he can lock it up. DG, your number is wrong.
He's getting a mine. That's probably just to not lower piles. Or he could use it to gain a golds.
It was a surprise. Oh yeah, Sea Hag. Oh no. Well, this is a tricky turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to set it up for next turn. And then also playing a bunch of bishops to score points. Mick has only a 3-card hand because of the ghost ship.
Right, and he knows. I don't know if he's scared of Mick's hand, but he knows Mick has tons and tons of silver, so his hand shouldn't be too scary. And if he draws any cards, they're all garbage.
Yeah.
So he probably won't be scared, but oh, it all came down to an exciting sixth game. Oh man, the developed Fortress game.
Yeah, we won't be able to see it
So the other
unless Steph freezes
set of
now.
10 develop in Fortress. That's good times.
I don't know whether we are allowed to share the last game or whether it's will be kept for future matches.
I see.
So if someone...
Don't up on your develop Fortress testing in case you make the league finals.
Yeah, well, I've seen it. Oh no, we won't. We already sent a match to Steph, the game to Steph and Mick, so
I see.
it's fine to share it.
Oh, I'll probably have a snack. Oh,
Yeah.
right. I had of course totally forgotten that also of course he can make lots of points with bishop, which won't impact piles.
Yeah, he can just really score a lot of points. The only thing that could conceivably mess him up is if he won't be able to. He won't be able to set up turns forever. So he needs to find a way to win in the next few turns. Given that there's... In practice it just won't end up mattering because he has so many king squads that he will be going off almost every turn.
Well, he knows. Yeah, he knows he's after Mick's turn. Mick will draw what he knows or no, that's not true because no, Mick will play the Rebel and draw victory cards, and then we'll get a fresh hand. So I guess it's just. I mean, eventually Mick could have a good hand, but it seems like impossible because of all the silvers. Like he has to have a 3-card hand that doesn't get to draw any more cards because they're all victory cards that can accomplish whatever he needs to accomplish.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like he's going to be too scared, but maybe he's scared anyway because, I mean, we're watching it all.
It's very tense.
I don't know, guys.
There's lots of pressure, like almost losing after you have such a big lead.
Yeah.
And I think... I'm a bit surprised by him gaining a duchy. Unless he's just going to end it right here.
Maybe he has been busy counting up how many points he gets out of this.
Yeah, that could very well be the case.
It's 3. I don't know. Well, he has a. I don't know how many actions he gets to play still, even. But I mean, how many actions he gets to play 3 times. But he can he can make a lot of
Okay,
points.
he's going for the power out already here, so that's
Uh,
okay. I missed that he was so close to doing it.
oh,
Yeah, he easily has it here. Oh yeah, that was an exciting close match with
yeah.
the expected winner to
What a
win in
fine
the end.
conclusion. He toyed with Mick.
Yeah, he let him get so close, and then in the end, sorry guy, better luck next time.
Congratulations, Steph.
Yeah,
We knew you had it in you.
and also big thumbs up to Mick for making it such an exciting race. And yeah, thanks to
It's there's always people saying whatever bad thing about your game. Let me tell you, and it's certainly nice to be able to point at. So they've had this league about 12 seasons, and 2 people have won it.
yep,
There must be something to it.
cream rises to the top. Okay, thanks everyone for watching, and very much thanks to you, Donald, for being here with us, for commenting this great match. I hope you enjoyed
I
it.
did part.
Okay, any final words to the viewers?
Ah. Nah. Team viewer. You've closed the team viewer. Yes, final words. Oh man. You could have told me ahead of time. I could have worked something out. It could have been like,
Oh man, I will do that next time.
always, no, never.
Okay, then we will
Yes,
just...
right. The worst one. Yeah, sometimes it's a foreign country thing. Someone will say, "Do you have anything you wish to say to your fans in Portugal?" And man, I don't.
Okay, then...
I usually answer, "Quick, look behind you," and no one has ever called me on it and said, "No, that will not suffice." Say something better to your fans.
Well, I think that's an excellent way to part. Quick, look
Quick,
behind
look
you,
behind you.
and then we're gone. Goodbye.